dia diproduce oleh sumber-sumber yang boleh diperbaharui or non-renewable energy. And so daripada one source to another source, so, one form to another form. So last kali dia akan transform to the electricity energy through the process lah kan, to the process. And so namely for electrical current ni, so sebab electrical current ni yang the most important thing is the electrical current, and without the current and voltage, the electric cannot be sent lah, maksudnya tak boleh dihantar disebabkan oleh there is no current and voltage. So namely alternating current and direct current, kan. So in our system, dan in our electricity system, electrical system, kita banyak menggunakan alternating current. But most of our device, and our device such as kita punya laptop ni, kan, so they being supplied by direct current. So that's why dekat kita punya several device, they already buat satu macam power socket tu. So that inside the power socket tu dia ada dia punya device to change from AC to DC. So dia panggil a converter lah, and a converter from AC to DC. Sebab all the power supply in our house, in our building using an AC. So the device dia nak stabilkan the device tu, they need the DC, they need to transform from AC to DC. So that's why inside our laptop punya device, so kita ada charger tu. So the charger tu dia akan tukar from AC to DC. Okay, so that is the definition of electricity. Okay, the basic terminology of electricity. First, current. And what is current? Current is a flow of electrical charge carrier, usually electron or electron deficient atom. So the common symbol of current is I. Okay, is I. Okay, the unit is ampere. Katakan 120 ampere. Okay, so that is the unit of current. Okay, so this is the current lah kan, the current. So the current is, you kena ingat, a flow of electrical charge carrier kan. Okay, and then what is the voltage pula? And what is the voltage? The pressure or force that cause the electron to move in the conductor kan. So without current, without voltage, and electricity tak ada lah kan. So that's why kalau you tengok dekat all the component electrical or the device electrical, so dia mesti ada voltmeter and current meter. So dia boleh measure what is the voltage kan, what is the current voltage yang being supplied by alternating current tu lah, by TNB. Yeah. Okay. So the pressure, kena ingat lah, the voltage is the pressure of force that cause the electron to move in the conductor. So kita tahu, okay, this is the wire ataupun conductor lah, conductor maksudnya wire or cable. Okay, so this is the electron. So electron. Without the pressure from the voltage, okay, this is the I, and without the pressure from the voltage, this current cannot flow inside the conductor. Kan, maksudnya dekat dalam kabel ni, this is kabel lah, kabel or wire. Kan, kita panggil kabel or wire. Kan. Okay, this is the conductor lah, kan, dia panggil conductor. Okay, so without voltage, this current cannot flow. Dia stagnant kat situ, so dia tak boleh nak flow. So dia tak sampai current tu. Kan. Okay, so that is the voltage lah kan. Ni sebenarnya kat dalam ni. Kan. So V in electrical formula, the equation we will symbolize as capital E. Capital E ni dekat US, so sekarang ni kita pakai capital V lah, V. Okay, V. Dia punya unit simbol dia pun 240 volt for single phase. 430 volt for 3 phase. This is for single phase. Okay, this is for 3 phase. Okay, so dua terminologi ni, and make sure you, maksudnya tak perlu hafal lah, you kena faham dan ingat lah, kan. Voltage is the pressure to push the current, and current is the electrical charge carrier, and usually is electron lah, kan, macam elektron di dalam this conductor. Okay, then what is the resistance pula? Kan, they must have the resistance, otherwise the voltage tu terlampau tinggi, and then the current pun tak boleh nak dikontrol. So that maksudnya kita nak control dia punya resistance so that our current tu not more than maksudnya more than enough lah, kan, more than enough. So the resistance is the opposition to the current flow. Maksudnya dia ialah penghalang daripada current ni flow, kan. Asalnya ada 10 current kat dalam ni, dia hanya membenarkan katakan 3 je yang lalu dekat after the resistance ni. This is the resistance. So the amount of the opposition current flow produced by material depend upon the amount of available free electron. So dia hanya membenarkan beberapa atom saja yang lalu, maksudnya beberapa current saja yang lalu dekat dia, kan. So that is called resistance. So that's why our formula, okay, the unit of resistance is, dia punya terminologi is R, dia punya unit is ohm, kan. Okay, so the formula is V equal to IR, and V equal to IR. Okay, so voltage berkadar terus dengan I and R, kan. Okay, so what is the conductor pula, kan? The conductor is the substance in which electrical charge carrier, usually electron, move easily from atom to atom and with the application of voltage. Conductor tu maksudnya dia punya kabel. So dekat dalam kabel tu dia mesti ada satu dekat luar ni dia selalu dia pakai PVC ataupun HPVC lah, kan, to insulate this conductor. So conductor ni selalunya conductor yang baik dia panggil copper, kan, copper wire. So pure silver is the best conductor encountered in everyday life, kan. And kalau kita boleh dapatkan silver is pure conductor lah, kan. Copper, steel, gold, aluminium, mercury is a good conductor. So usually we use on the economic scale, we use copper lah, and we use copper sebab silver, gold semua ni mahal, kan. Okay, so that's why kalau kita boring-boring tak ada kerja, so you boleh pergi curi kabel TNB dan jual lah, kan. So dapat juga duit, dan you boleh jual copper ni, kan. So yang tu lah orang selalu buat, kan, selalunya report dekat berita kehilangan kabel punca ketiadaan elektrik di kawasan tersebut disebabkan oleh kegiatan mencuri kabel, kan, kegiatan mencuri kabel elektrik. Okay. Conductor, kan, other than this solid lah, kan, ini kita panggil solid lah. Okay, other than that maybe you can use the salt water, kan, it's a fair conductor. And then gases is a poor conductor, kan. Usually we use copper lah, kan, as in economic scale, and as our conductor, and cable and wire, for cable and wire. Okay, so sometimes the how to check dia punya conductor tu okay ke tak, dia panggil conductivity lah, kan, the best the capacity to transmit something, and such as an electricity or heat. Okay, so dia ada beberapa lagi dia punya basic terminology in electricity, and such as insulator. So insulator ni maksudnya dia material yang tak a substance that not conduct electricity, and such as gases, porcelain, glass, plastic and distilled water. And so that's why most of the electrical cable, so this is the copper, and copper. So dekat luar surround dia ni, and dekat surround dia ni dia pakai jenis-jenis plastik lah, kan. And dia pakai jenis-jenis plastik, kan. Contohnya PVC, yang paling murah is PVC lah, kan, jenis-jenis plastik dia, kan. Dan pelbagai jenis yang lain lagi. Okay. Untuk pembuatan kabel kita, kan, kabel or wire. Okay. And then tadi resistor, okay, this is the resistor. Resistor tu pun berperanan sebagai resistance juga, kan. But the material that they use is the combination of carbon and clay, kan. Carbon and clay. So selalunya resistor ni diletak di dalam electronic component tu, kan, electronic component, so that dia dapat mengawal electric deficient atom. Maksudnya dia dapat mengawal current flow dekat dia. So dia dapat mengawal lah. So that's why dalam pembuatan contohnya lah, nanti kita akan masuk topik to convert AC to DC. And to convert AC to DC, kita panggil dia a converter, or dia panggil a rectifier. Rectifier. So di dalam rectifier ni, and they must have at least 4 diode yang bertindak sebagai resistor. So this is dia punya perantara, and to convert from AC to DC. So they need a resistor lah. They need a resistor, kan, to convert the current, ataupun to untuk menghalang current to flow secara berlebihan lah. Okay. And then you juga pernah dengar a semiconductor, and semiconductor lagi kecil lah, kan. Dia put in the electronic punya electronic punya device, electronic punya device, such as you punya laptop, you punya PC, you punya phone, and that is a semiconductor. Okay, so and then superconductivity is extremely low temperature. Selalunya dekat dalam kita punya phone low temperature lah compared to dalam kita punya wire, kan? Dalam kita punya wire. So maksudnya dia ada current. Current dia tu is very small, yang dia akan produce the low temperature lah, kan, very small, sebab dia hanya produce data lah, kan. Kalau dalam phone kita dia hanya produce data, kan. So sebab tu dalam kat phone kita tak perlu kita dah cucuk kita punya kabel, dan bateri tu akan run kita punya phone tu through the processing of data through the small amount of current inside our phone, and compared to the device that need the electricity, need the alternating current, kan. Okay. Any question so far? Any question? So yang kita tahu dekat sini is alternating current and a direct current, kan. Okay, so in alternating current, kan, AC, and arus ulang alik, kan, dia alternating current changes direction 50 or 60 times per second. So that's why kalau dalam electrical, so dekat kita punya electrical supply punya company, so dia akan supply, and katakan 240 volt, and dia supply 50 Hz, kan. So kalau dia bagi dia punya spec macam ni, bermaksud dia akan supply dalam bentuk alternating current, kan. Okay, 50 Hz bermaksud dia punya frekuensi or oscillation dia ialah 50 cycle, 50 time per second, kan, 50 time per second. Whereas the direct current, they flow constantly, kan, they flow constantly, zero hertz lah. So maksudnya dia tak ada arus ulang alik. Dia maksudnya once habis je dia punya, selalunya bateri lah, one habis je dia punya bateri, so dia punya apa nama elektrik tu memang zero, and this is I katakan, and this is time. Okay, so this is how the electricity flow. Okay, this is I and this is I. Okay. So alternating current, the movement of electric charge periodically reverse direction. Why is reverse direction? Because of to meet the demand of the electrical kita and electrical device kita. And asalnya dia macam ni, macam yang saya lukis ni. And dia ada positif, ada negatif, ada positif, ada negatif, ada positif, ada negatif. So this is negative flow, this is positive flow. Kan? Kalau ikutkan kita punya peralatan elektrik tu, kalau you slow motion kan, you try ambil gambar, so dia sebenarnya sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada, sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. Disebabkan oleh dia ada lag, kan, dia ada beberapa peratus lag lah dekat sini, kan, disebabkan oleh kita punya sistem dalam arus ulang alik. Okay, the change from positive to negative to positive again is called one cycle, and so that's why they call in hertz, and 50 hertz, 50 cycle, 50 cycle per second, and the speed of and the speed which the cycle occurs is the frequency of the current, and the frequency of the current. Okay, so maksudnya this is one cycle. Okay. Okay, this is one cycle, and this also one cycle. Okay, this is positive to positive lah, and positive to positive. This is negative to negative. Okay, whereas the alternating current dia flow in one direction, dia tak ada naik turun. Okay. Okay. Kita masuk sikit for 3 phase and a single phase. For 3 phase, usually they supply for voltage up to 430 volt. Okay. For single phase and 240 volt. So what meant by 3 phase and single phase ni is refer to the alternating current that continually varies in both magnitude and direction. Consists of 3 overlapping current in one in each phase. So that's why they need to have at least 2 live wire. And for single phase, they just have live wire 1 and then neutral wire lah, and so that they dah boleh connect to each other, and then also us lah for safety reason. Okay, this is neutral, this is us. Okay, so when 3 coil are rotated in the uniform speed in the magnetic field of an alternator, 3 identical waveform are obtained. So maksudnya dia nak menggambarkan bahawa 3 phase still use an alternating current, and the single phase pun dia still use an alternating current, and alternating current for single phase and 3 phase. So in actually yang dia kata yang 3 coil ni, and the alternator ni is inside the apa nama kita punya substation tu. So inside the substation tu dia ada komponen-komponen such as transformer, and also they create the magnetic field so that dia dapat produce this voltage 430 volt and 240 volt. Okay, so for direct current, indirect current that flow charge in only one direction, and so you just need to have the positive and negative, and so the bulk of electric energy utilized today is form of AC and DC. And so this is dia punya ni lah, electric is a form of energy that occur naturally and only in unusable forms such as lighting and static discharge in natural galvanic cell. Okay, so electric cannot be stored but must be generated and utilized in the same instant. But sekarang ni kan throughout the years, so they try to move from AC to DC, and like Elon Musk do lah kan, they try to move from AC to DC, but still kita pakai an alternating current ni kan. Actually dia boleh di store kan, boleh di store dalam the small amount lah kan, but you need to have contohnya kalau you nak supply in the whole country kan, you bayangkan macam mana, how big is your macam power bank tu kan, how big is your power bank kan to supply in the whole country. So that's why they opted for alternating current instead of a direct current. So in the future maybe lah kan, maybe dia akan menggunakan pakai a direct current kan. So far we still use this alternating current kan. Okay, so anything from the wall is AC and from the battery is DC kan. Anything from the wall is AC, from battery is DC. Okay, so this is the alternating current punya cycle. Okay. And this is battery, this is half wave, this is full wave. So yang ni yang kita tak masuk lagi. Satu topik, how to derive and from AC to DC. And in the full wave rectification, yang saya cakap we need to use 4 diode. Okay, dalam kita punya komponen elektronik kita banyak kita menggunakan this type lah kan. When you plug into your wall punya plug tu, so your PC will on, katakan your PC will on, but actually dia sebenarnya dalam keadaan sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. Sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. And this is what we call as to convert from AC to DC. And to convert from AC to DC. And so they call as a full wave rectification. So AC power, not the DC power. And power tu maksudnya power daripada sistem alternating current. Okay. So yang ni okay, battery that convert the chemical energy to electrical energy. Yang ni maksudnya the conversion lah kan, yang you all belajar dalam topik first kan, electrical generation, transmission and distribution. So terdapat pelbagai cara untuk nak produce electricity, and one of it is through the convert from one energy to one energy. Contohnya bateri yang kita pakai seharian ni is they convert from chemical energy to electrical energy lah, and in the small amount, in the small voltage, and small amount maksudnya very low voltage lah, and very low voltage. Okay, so contohnya kalau you pakai method yang lain for mechanical energy convert to electrical energy, so contohnya generator. So generator you masukkan fuel dekat dalam engine generator tu, so they convert into a generator. So mesin dekat dalam motor dekat dalam generator tu akan berpusing, so they convert to electrical energy. And okay. So Ohm's law, V equal to IR. So I equal to V divided by R. So kat sini pun you boleh tengok V is voltage berkadar terus dengan current, and I current and indirectly proportional to resistance. Okay. So okay, what is the current flow in 12 volt DC containing a total resistance of 2 ohm? Yeah, this is the simple question. Volt dia 12 volt, and total resistance of 2 ohms. So the current dia, and V equal to IR. So I equal to P divided by R. So 12 bagi 2, 6 ampere. Okay, jangan lupa letak unit. Kan? Okay, this is the simple generator lah kan, the simple generator that they use in TNB punya substation and also generator kan. Okay, so for the AC generation ni the basic concept they use this motor lah kan, this motor. And this motor ni akan berputar, so the lagi laju dia berputar, lagi banyak electricity akan terhasil. And so that's how they produce electricity in power generator yang dekat generation power substation, and also kalau kita mengguna pakai a simple generator kan, a simple generator. Okay, so lagi laju apa nama dia punya putaran ni, dia panggil winding lah, winding, and winding ni lagi banyak electricity yang terhasil. So kalau kita nak lukis graf pun, so dia sampai the maximum, so dia akan sampai ke kosong balik, and then dia sampai ke negatif, and then dia sampai ke maksimum balik, sampailah macam itulah dia punya gambaran dia akan terhasil arus ulang alik, dan arus ulang alik yang akan terhasil from the field winding kan, yang dia produce this electricity. Okay. So kalau kita tengok dekat sini, so putaran dia kan from north south, so dia akan dapat from 0 voltage to maximum voltage, katakan 240 volt kat sini, and then 0 again, and then negative 240, and then 0 again, 240 volt again, and then 0 again, and then 240 volt negative. Okay, so maksudnya is dia sangat laju lah kan, this putaran sangat laju kan, katakan 50 Hz and 50 cycle per second, so you tak sempat nak berkelip, dia dah sampai dia punya arus elektrik kan. 50 to 60 Hz kan, in Malaysia usually we use as 50 to 60 Hz kan. Macam kita punya phone lah, kita punya phone kan sekarang ni ada 50 Hz, 60 Hz, 90 Hz and the refresh rate kan. Okay, so this is the view kan, kalau kata kita nak tengok dia punya view, the movement of kita punya generator tu kan. And from north south, so bila dia sampai yang paling tinggi ni kat sini, so bila dia sampai dekat sini tak ada charge, zero. Bila dia sampai ke north balik, dia sampai negatif balik. Bila dia sampai ke sini tak ada charge, dia sampai ke sini. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so that is dia punya ni lah, dia punya orang kata kalau ditanya 50 Hz tu, what is the 50 Hz? Is the cycle of an alternating current lah kan, is the cycle of an alternating current kan. One cycle 50 Hz meaning that 50 Hz per second kan, 50 cycle per second kan, 50 cycle per second. Okay, AC generator, a large electromagnet can be built with much larger powerful voltage and rating than a DC. So maksudnya kita boleh buat AC generator ni sebesar mana yang kita nak kan. Kalau kata kita nak produce a very large amount of electricity, so kita buat generator tu dekat generating power station. So they just nak move kan dia punya turbine tu kan, macam kita explain in our first lecture hari tu kan. So when they push the turbine kan, in the maksudnya lagi laju putaran generator dekat turbine tu kan, generator ataupun turbine ataupun whatsoever generator yang produce alternating current, so kita boleh generate electricity from that lah kan. Okay, so less expensive than DC to produce due to simplicity of winding and brushes. Okay, so this is the kelebihan from the AC lah. Voltage can be stepped down or step up lah, and efficiently. And maksudnya kita boleh nak tinggikan voltage or nak rendahkan voltage according to the keperluan and to the needs. And contohnya kalau kita nak tinggikan voltage for the transmission line, so kita gunakan step up transformer. Kalau kita nak lower the voltage, so kita gunakan the step down transformer. Okay, the current loss is very low and it can travel long distance. And okay, so that is kelebihan alternating current. Okay, so yang ni you boleh baca sendirilah, and dia punya battle between AC and DC. And then sekarang tahun 2020 dia kembali lah, kan, the battle between AC versus DC. And but currently we still use the AC. Okay. So review, AC is the dominant power system for building, and DC needed for electronic equipment, TV and etc. And maybe a special building equipment. And okay, sekarang ni dah banyak movement towards the DC. And contohnya kilang-kilang daripada US sekarang ni, kilang Intel, banyak dah lah. Dia punya current electricity banyak dah menggunakan solar photovoltaic yang diinstal dekat bumbung bangunan, dan dia terus ambil solar tu terus convert dalam bentuk electricity, and di dalam bangunan dia lah. So still AC is the dominant lah, in Malaysia. So AC to DC and DC to AC. So kedua-duanya kita boleh convert. AC converted to DC kita panggil rectifier, DC converted to AC kita panggil inverter. And so nanti kita akan ada satu topik on AC convert to DC by using a rectifier. Okay, so current and current I dalam unit ampere and volt dalam unit voltage for electrical potential, ohm, resistance dalam unit ohm lah, kan, resistance dalam unit ohm. Okay, this is the usually kita punya sistem dalam satu circuit, and dalam satu circuit kita ada current and kita ada resistance. Resistance tu maksudnya kita punya lampu, kipas dan sebagainya lah. And then kita ada switch, and then kita ada voltage from the AC or DC lah, and AC or DC. And this is typical system, kan, yang ada dalam satu litar ataupun dalam satu circuit. Okay, Ohm's law, and current is directly proportional to voltage, and current is inversely proportional to the resistance. Okay, so kalau kita tengok the circuit arrangement, kan, the series circuit, kalau you susun secara siri, kan, ni pun dulu you dah belajar, kan, you susun secara siri, the resistance ni you need to sum up, kan, R1 plus R2 plus R3, and then for parallel circuit, and this is I1, and this is I2, this is I3, and I1, I2, I3, and kalau ada 3 different resistance. Okay, so this is the parallel circuit, and compared to the series circuit. Okay, so an incandescent lamp having a hot resistance of 66 ohm, R66 ohm, put into a socket, and socket maksudnya AC lah, and socket 115 volt. This is V. What is the current flow? And V equal to IR. Okay, I equal to V divided by R. Okay, so V dia 115 divide by 66. So you get dalam unit ampere. Okay, dalam unit ampere. So that is the current flow through the lamp. Okay, Okay, ni pula. Question 2. Determine the total current flowing in the circuit. Okay, circuit ni ialah litar parallel. So they must have 3 different I. And yang tadi tu, yang ni dalam ni. 3 different I lah. Nanti just ulang kaji lah. 3 different I. I1, I2 and I3, and then they have different resistance. Okay, so you kena carilah kan. I1 is V divided by R. So V tak berubah, still 120. So divide by 12. So you dapat 12. 12 ampere for I1. For I2 kan, for I2 120 divide by 10, so 12 ohm. I1 is 10, sorry. I1 is 10 ohm. Okay, 10 ohm. I2 is 12 ohm, and then I3 is sama jugalah, 120 divide by 12. So you dapat berapa? 10 ohm. 10 ampere, sorry, 10 ampere. So total I and I total equal to, so I total I1 plus I2 plus I3 lah kan. I total 10 plus 12 plus 10. So total current is 32 ampere. Okay, so that is the parallel circuit lah, and parallel circuit. And then this is series circuit. So series circuit, you just use the this formula lah kan. I equal to V divided by R, but R kali ni ialah the sum of R1, R2 and R3. So V is 140. So 140 divided by 20 plus 10 plus 12. So you dapat the value of I. And the value of I dalam unit current, dalam unit ampere. Okay, so that is the basic lah kan, basic yang dulu you all dah belajar. Okay. So a circuit, what is electricity circuit? Circuit is defined as a complete and closed path around which circulating electrical current can flow. Okay. So every time you flip ataupun you switch and switch on lah, you switch on, you are completing the circuit. And maksudnya when you switch on the circuit, you switch on the switch and you turn on the switch, you are completing a circuit. So letting the electrical current to do their things. To do their things tu nak light up your device lah, nak light up your TV, your lighting and so on. Okay, so I think yang ni dia punya closed circuit and open circuit ni hari tu pun kita dah tengok kan. Cumanya this is dia punya theoretical lah kan. So V equal to IR is dia punya basic lah kan. Okay, so a circuit definition, power circuit transfer and control large amount of electricity, and power circuit lah, power circuit kan. Electronic circuit, process and transmit information. Contohnya bila you pakai TV, phone is electronic circuit lah kan. When they use DC lah kan, DC dia pakai, selalunya pakai AC kan. Okay, I think yang ni pun kita dah ada. Series circuit pun kita dah define dah gitu kan. Short circuit pun kita dah define, parallel and series circuit. Okay, this is the series and parallel circuit. Okay. Single phase alternating current refer to the distribution of alternating current of electrical power using a system all the voltage supply and vary and unison. Okay, a single phase distribution used when load are most lighting, heating and few large amount of motor. So selalunya single phase for residential lah, and for residential. Okay, so that's why rate for residential, rate of electricity ni kita cerita rate sikit, rate harga elektrik dan harga TNB jual electricity to consumer, such as residential punya rate dengan commercial punya rate tak sama because of this single and also jenis lah, single phase or three phase lah. Okay, a three-phase electrical power common method of alternating current electrical power transmission, and the type of polyphase, dia panggil a polyphase system. Okay, and is the most common used by electrical power distribution grid worldwide. So maksudnya dia banyak digunakan dalam sistem power grid lah, and power grid maksudnya dekat transmission line tu banyak menggunakan three-phase. But in generally untuk residential kebanyakannya dia pakai a single phase, and kebanyakannya lah, and except for kawasan-kawasan kilang dan sebagainya tu dia pakai three phase. Okay, so three phase and usually dekat transmission line kebanyakan dia pakai a three phase, and also dekat kawasan-kawasan distribution. And so you boleh beza antara distribution line dengan transmission line. Okay, so kita ada generating line, transmission line and distribution. So distribution ni dekat consumer lah, dekat kawasan perumahan kita ataupun kat kawasan rumah kedai ataupun kat kawasan building lah. Okay, so resistor ni komponen elektronik and komponen elektronik. So still dalam Ohm's law. Kita still dalam Ohm's law. I think nanti yang ni kita akan sambung in the second lecture. So you tengok sikit what is the inductor and inductor. So this is dalam elektronik juga, inductor and also the capacitor. Okay, so usually in power, okay, this is the last slide. Yes. Okay, 1 watt, 1000 watt equal to 1 kilowatt. Okay, tadi kita ada masuk bab V equal to IR. Okay, sekarang ni kita nak masuk bab power pula. Okay, power equal to V multiplied by I, and V multiplied by I, but V is IR multiplied by R. So that's why P equal to I square R. Okay. Power, ni power. P is power. Power in DC, P equal to VI. But power in AC, P equal to VI multiplied by power factor. So power factor is one single numbers. And contohnya power factor of 90% equal to 0.9. And for example, power factor of 90% is equal to 0.9. So you need to put 0.9 kat sini. And so that is perbezaan lah kan in AC and DC. DC doesn't have the power factor, but in AC we have the power factor for power lah, and for power. Okay, I think saya stop sampai sini kan. So far ada lagi beberapa slide, so nanti kita akan continue kan. So saya stop sampai power in electrical circuit. So kita end dekat P equal to V multiplied by I. So before this kita dah tengok V equal to IR. So you boleh dapatkan I equal to V divided by R. Okay. So when V masuk kat sini, so sebab itulah dia terjadi P equal to I square R. Okay, yang ni yang you kena ingat. You kena ingat lah, you kena faham lah kan. Okay, any question?
No.
Okay, alright. Kalau tak ada soalan, saya stop sampai sini. Okay. So please make sure you all submit your lab 1 and lab 2. And lab 2 is due this week. Okay. Alright. I see you next week for this group. And then I continue my lecture L12 untuk another group. Alright, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Ya.
saya nak tanya berkenaan dengan TNB handbook.
Okay.
Kena submit juga kah?
TNB handbook. Saya tak suruh you submit TNB handbook tu. Saya suruh submit your lab 1 dan lab 2. TNB handbook tu is for your reference. Maksudnya katakan you nak buat report nanti dalam discussion, maybe they have the terminology for TNB substation. So what type of TNB substation dekat kawasan perumahan you, kan? So contohnya kalau you daripada Sabah dan Sarawak, so dia tak pakailah TNB handbook tu, tapi dia punya terminologi dia sama, kan? Pencawang elektrik dia akan pakai pencawang elektrik lah, PE, kan? Pencawang masuk utama, main intake. In English we call main intake, but in TNB punya terminologi dia panggil PMU, pencawang masuk utama. Kalau kat kawasan you dia tak ada pencawang masuk utama, dia ada PPU, pencawang pengagihan utama. So the reference that I gave for you in the Google Classroom tu, TNB handbook tu, is for your reference untuk you nak gunakan sebagai untuk you put in writing dalam you punya lab report, kan? So kadang-kadang you tak tahu terminologi, dan terminologi yang digunakan oleh pihak syarikat bekalan elektrik, so you boleh refer to that TNB handbook tu lah, kan? Okay, so not itu bukan untuk submission. Yang you punya submission is lab 1 is on electrical visit, lab 2 is untuk single phase wiring tu, kan? Itu saja yang you perlu submit. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
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 Terima kasih, sir.
Thank you, sir.